Okay, so it's just another quick video from Goldman Unedited. There are no cuts, there are no filters, no hair, and all the rest of it. So just to follow up on yesterday's video, I've been up all night YouTubing. I've seen all sorts. I've seen 19-year-old millionaires with Lamborghinis and massive houses trying to sell their favorite course. I've seen people that are really struggling at the other end of the scale. It's basically, YouTube seems to be the balance between the haves and the have-nots. It seems like the haves are all trying to sell you a course. Now, being 47 years old, this is 47, and probably of a relatively suspicious mindset due to being 47 years old and having lived a bit of life, I do get the impression that all of these people, most of these people that are selling courses, trying to teach you the secrets of how they got their income, are sort of indulging in maybe a little bit of fake it until you make it. My feeling is that if they're selling a course, that you are the product, you are the grift. And that's how they get their income. They've not made it any other way. And that rented Lamborghinis and Airbnbs are the kind of vessels that enable them to convey that lifestyle, which then sells the course. I've seen this on countless channels. They seem to do very well. They've got hundreds of thousands of views. Pardon me, I've got a very sore arm. Hundreds of thousands of views. So it seems that there is money to be made out there. And I'm not saying for 1 second that I want to start a grift selling a fake guru course. I've got nothing like that to offer. I have got questions still. What I really want to know is how people leverage their time to find time to do their extra hustles, whatever it might be, whether it's working a second job, whether it's a YouTube channel, whatever you do. I struggle with time, I must admit, and it's not because I'm lazy, it's not because I'm crap at time management, it's just because there's not enough hours in the day to do all of the things that I need to do, or that I want to do. So I guess my little resolution to myself, and I don't normally do these, but my little resolution to myself for this coming year is to upload YouTube videos daily. I have got a couple of other channels. I've got one for my guitar, I've got one for sort of travel, just like a travel vlog. They've not got anywhere near monetization. They are literally just sort of side hobbies at the moment. But I'm going to continue uploading videos daily. I'm going to continue in my 9-to-5 job, sadly. And that's the trap, that I'm in a 9-to-5 job, or 7-to-3 or whatever it is, that I can't give up because I've not got enough of a side hustle or an additional income to cover that loss each month, to then free up the time for me to pursue a side hustle, something that I'd rather do, or something more enjoyable, full time. And that's what I'd like to do. So it's a bit of a quandary, because you need to free up the time to do a side hustle, to grow it to the point where it at least matches your full-time 9-to-5 income. And then you've got the decision, do you do both and double your money perhaps for a year or two and suffer massive burnout from working 12, 16, 20 hours a day? Or do you throw it all at the wall, quit your 9-to-5 job, concentrate on your side hustle? And I think honestly that's where I'm at. I think that I am at the point where I want to grow a side hustle so that it matches or nearly matches my 9-to-5 income. And at that point, I'll throw the 9-to-5 towel in and I will risk it. I'll risk everything. Part and parcel of that is the safety net of having some savings to fall back on. Sorry, I've got a sore arm. I'm not rich by any stretch. I do have a very small savings pot and some very nominal cryptocurrency invested. So I can fall back on that if I need to. A big problem with the cryptocurrency thing is obviously it counts as capital gains, so you pay huge amounts of tax on that now, especially if you fall into the higher earnings bracket. So Yeah, it's a quandary. I've still got a load of questions for other YouTubers out there. Anybody that's struggling, that's in this kind of crisis that the UK is facing at the moment, with work, with jobs, with earnings, with cost of living, with all of it. You know, how do you free up your time? It's the most valuable asset that I think anybody's got, is their time. Part of being in a 9 to 5 job, and the problem I've got in my current 9 to 5 job, is that it's the type of employment where everybody there is very woke, and it's almost like a competition to see who can be the most woke, who can throw the most woke views forward and get them listened to and get them heard. And then it's like almost like a woke popularity contest. Me being the age that I'm at, born at the end of the 70s, as you can imagine, I'm nowhere near woke. I find that I have to watch my P's and Q's at work, have to watch what I come out with, and I don't have that type of social filter. I could probably learn to control it if I applied the effort, but I don't think it's being real. And I think I'd rather be me than pretend to be something that I'm not in any workplace. So I don't enjoy that aspect of my job at all. And I find that it's largely down to the people. A lot of them are a generation younger than me. So as I've mentioned, I'm 47. A lot of these people are late 20s, kind of early 30s. So they're sort of a generation behind. And I think that's a little bit to do with it. Also, most of them still live with their parents. They've had very sheltered lives. I've not. I moved to London when I was 16 to find my fortune. Failed miserably, moved back to Devon. And that process repeated itself several times until I had kids during my mid-20s. And then I settled down and did the parent thing. But yeah, so I don't enjoy that aspect of work, and I don't enjoy the commute. It's only 20-25 miles each way to my work, but it's a horrible drive. It's very often backed up with traffic because you've got to go through the city centre to get to work. And I see that as dead time. Those 2 hours or thereabouts that I spend travelling, that's time that could be invested anywhere else. I'm not getting paid for those 2 hours in my day. So I might get paid for my 9 to 5 or my 7 to 3, but I don't get paid for my commute. So that's 2 dead hours that I'm losing money on. I do go to the gym in the morning. I enjoy that. I find that gives me focus. That expenditure of energy almost gives me energy to get through my day. And I don't know if anybody else finds that. I find that on the very, very rare occasion that I do miss a gym session, and it would only ever be through illness, that I'm crabby and I almost feel exhausted having not done the gym. And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else out there. It might just be a me thing. But I find that sets me up for the day. That expenditure of energy, that focus, that kind of, let's go get it kind of thing. That sets me up and gives me the energy to then go and do a horrible 9 to 5 job that I hate. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that hates this job. I'm not going to bleat about it. I obviously did the interview. I accepted the income and everything else. And 3 or 4 years ago when I did that, the income was acceptable. The job was fine. But things have progressed since then. And I think now I'm in a position where I value my time more than anything. And I don't know if it's just a product of perhaps being like middle-aged, which I guess I am, horribly so to think that, but I guess 47 is probably just over middle-aged. But yeah, I think I value my time more than anything. What I'd like is to leave 9 to 5, free up all those hours plus that commute, so that's basically 10 hours a day, and throw those 10 hours into anything that's A, enjoyable, B, online, so that I can do it from anywhere in the world, from a laptop or a phone, and C, not such a time sink. I'd like something that maybe I can invest 5 hours a day into, 5 solid, focused, flow state hours. And I'm sure it's out there. I'm positive it's out there. I'm positive that enough scrolling on YouTube, enough research on the internet, enough lateral thinking, I'll probably find it. When I do, I'll let everybody know. I don't want to find the perfect side hustle or the perfect job and then keep it a secret. I want to pull everybody up with me. And like I keep saying, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's in this predicament. I'm sure that there are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people in the UK and elsewhere that are faced with this dilemma, that perhaps don't spend enough time with their loved ones, with their children, with their families, and want to, but they can't because that anchor of mortgage or council tax or bills or just life in general keeps you trapped in your 9-to-5 job. It keeps you scared of leaving. And I'm there at the moment. So, I absolutely applaud anybody that's doing anything they can to break that cycle, to get out of it. So my New Year resolution for myself and for my family is to find that perfect hustle. I'm going to find whatever it is that I can do around my 9-to-5 job, and I'm going to aim to build that income as fast as possible. As soon as it gets within 10% of my current income, I'm gone. That's it. I'm going to duck out and I'll just eat less pizza and steak each week to try and save that 10% back. Look, let me know in the comments what your side hustles are. Let me know how you're finding it in this economy. I know that I'm not the only one in this position, and I'm hoping that the YouTube community has got the answers. I'm sure there are people out there that have got it absolutely hacked. Pull other people up with you. Let's level each other up. Goldman, peace out.